Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. We continue to speak about Bootstrap 5, and in this lesson we will speak about maybe the most important and the most used Bootstrap component, which is Modal. Let's go back our finished version, and in the theme section we used Modal component. When you click these buttons, these are the members of our theme, and the model is opening and you can see the image and some information about our team member. Mostly in this team members sections, people are using cards component, but in my project I already used card components 2 times. So for this reason, in this theme section, I wanted to use a model component. Let's go back our documentation first, and from docs open components, and here from model you can reach our model component. Let's check leave demo, and when you look to the code, Bootstrap model has two parts. One is button and the other part is model itself. When you click this button, this model is triggering. Let's look how it is doing. Let's click this button and the model is opening. You can close with this button and with this time sign. Click the time sign and model is closed. The important part of the code, when you check the triggered part, there is an attribute named data-bs.target. This is the trigger part of the model. Database target has an address, and this address is the ID of model. Look, this ID is example model, and the database target address is example model. This has to be matched. And also for closing parts, let's look the close button. You have this database dismiss attribute. This is also in the close button. Let's look it again. This is, let's say, close button. This is close button, but this button has a close value. Let's close it. And for example, you can use static backdrop. What is it? When you click the model, when you click outside of the model, you can close it. And also you can make vertically centered. For example, click this button and now centered vertically. Close it. You can also use tooltips inside of models. You can also use other Bootstrap components. Let's close this and let's go back our code editor and open the live version, starting code for theme section. We will put our triggered buttons in this theme section, and later we will create models separately. Let's write here theme section as a command. I am opening the section tag. ID will be the theme, and also I will add our generic class. Inside of this section, I will put container. This container will have a h2 header, h2 with the class display-5, text-danger, and mb-5 as always. In our theme section, I will also use a container fluid, because when you go back again to finished version, here our header inside of a container, but our buttons inside of a container fluid. The width of row is equal to the width of screen. So I am writing here dot container fluid, and inside of this container fluid I will create one row class, and inside of this one row class there will be for column class 4 times dot col. Click the tab button. Oh, we made a mistake. Let's fix it with div text, and I will copy this div text 3 times more. Inside of column I will put my triggered buttons. When you go back again our finished version, as you can see our triggered button has with its container. So for this reason, here I will use d-grid class dot d-grid, and also I want that -bg danger, and also I want a padding at y-axis, so I will add is py-5 class. Click tab button. Now I will put inside of this div a triggered button. Let's go back our documentation. And here from the live demo, I will copy this trigger button with Ctrl C and I paste it with Ctrl V. In Bootstrap with Ctrl A, I am selecting everything. And here format document, you can format your HTML document and now looks better. Let's make bigger our screen. Here what we said, the most important part is this database target attribute, and inside of this button I will add a span class because I don't want this large demo model. I will put here a span with the class of lead, close it, and value I will write here designer. Let's save the file and look our live version, and here we put our first button. I want to change the color of button, and here I am not sure that you can see, but I want to get rid of this corner also. Let's go back our code, and I will add here btn-danger and I want to add here btn-danger and rounded-0 classes. Save the file, and now our first button is ready. I will copy this grid div and paste for other columns. Let's make our screen bigger again. Paste inside of this column, this one, and inside of the last one. I will change, of course, the btn color classes. The first one is bg danger and btn danger. The second one is bg warning and btn warning. The third one is bg success and btn success. The last one is, let's look the last one from our finished version. This is, I think, info. I am coming here, bg info and btn info. Save the file and let's go back our live version. Here, as you can see, our button is ready. We have to change also this text. Let's make this one developer. The second one is, let's say, manager, and the last one is artist. Let's say artist. Save the file. Now our button is ready. Now I will create the models, but I will just create one model. The other model you can create by yourself with same way. Let's make our screen bigger and let's go to documentation. From the documentation, this time I will copy this model part with Ctrl C. I copied. Above the section tag, I will put this model, and let's write here model 1. As I said previously, the important issue that the ID of model and the ID of database target has to be matched each other. For the other buttons, let's make it example model 2, example model 3, and example model 4. For the next models, you will use these IDs. So let's go back our model. We have the example model ID. Let's save the file and first check if it is trigger button is working. Let's go back our finished version. When we click the first button, now our model is opening. Close the model. But when we click the other buttons, our model is not working because we changed the IDs. So let's go back our model. What we will do, we will put employee details inside of this model. I came to model body, and here first I will open an image tag. This image tag will have source attribute, of course. The source will be dash from the img. I want to take theme1.jpg. Image class will be img-fluid. As always, I closed the image. Below the image, I will put an h5 header, h5 with lead, text, danger, and mt2 class, which is margin top 2 class. Click the tab button, and here is our h5. h5, the name will be Jane Mayakovsky. Below the header, I will put a paragraph. Inside of p tag, I will put lorem. Now, as you can see, Emmet also helped us. I click the tab button and here I have a lorem paragraph and save the file. Let's go back our live version. When we click designer button, here is our model. Here first I don't want this model title. I don't want this one. And also I want that our model is centered. So for this reason I will add model dialog dash centered class here. Save the file and let's click designer button again. As you can see now our model is centered vertically. Let's close this again. Let's make our screen bigger. First, I don't need this model footer class. I erase it. And here inside of this model body, I want to put an ordered list and btn group. First, let's start with ordered list. ul with the class of list dash unstyled. Inside of this ul, there will be li elements. Let's write it an li element. And here I will add a lorem, but with 4 words. For this reason, I am writing here lorem 4 and click tab. Now we have a lorem sentence with 4 words. Let's copy this li and paste it again. And inside of this ul, I will put another ul. I will use it a nested ul. And inside of this nested ul, I will use this li element again. And one li element inside of outside ul element again. Select everything, Ctrl A, format document, and now we have a better look. Save the file. Let's go back our finished version. Click trigger button, and now we have this kind of lists. Now I will put below this list a group of button. For this reason, I am coming here and div with class dash btn group, and I want that the width of this btn group cover the width of model, so I will also add here w dash 100. Click the tab button, and inside of btn group I will put some buttons. First, I am opening button. Tag type will be button, class will be btn dash warning, and rounded dash 0. Close the button and value will be LinkedIn. Let's make our screen bigger. I copy this sentence 2 times. Ctrl C, Ctrl V and Ctrl V. The second will be success class and the third one will be info class. And the text will be Facebook and Twitter. Save the file. Let's go back our finished version. Click our trigger button and now our model is working. We have some problem. As you can see, there are some space between columns and the left and right part of container fluid. Let's fix this. Let's go back our code, and I am coming these columns, and I will add these columns p-0 classes. I am copying and pasting for other columns. Ctrl V and Ctrl V. Save the file. Now we have finished our trigger buttons successfully. Click the button, and as you can see, our model is opening. The other models is not working, but let's implement also the second one. I will do like that. Let's go to here, go to the model. Here is the close div of model. Select all model with Ctrl C, and I am coming here. Ctrl V, let's make this model 2. First we have to change the ID of model. This one is example I model 2. And also we have to change also this database target. Now we already changed this, and our database target attribute is example model 2 for our second trigger button. Let's go back. We can also change this. Let's make this area labeled by example model label 2. Also, let's change this theme 1 dot jpg to theme2.jpg, save the file. Let's go back our version. Click the designer. Now everything is working. Let's close the developer, the second button. Now it is also working. This is the end of today's lesson. We will see each other in the next lesson.